I'm Jason Jones with Newsmax's Border Team. We're back embedded with the men and women of the Texas Department of Public Safety's Elite Aircraft Division as they try to illuminate the crimes occurring here in the state, but how it impacts Americans all over this country.
Okay, so we tracked it about 4 miles. We had them laid up in the brush right here, and we could see their layup spot right down here. They left a lot of trash and normal stuff, blankets, and anyways, we followed the tracks to right up here, and now we're gonna, you ready? So we have them take off their laces and their belt. They've already ran from us already, so they know the game's over. Helicopter comes in. I'm a TFO with the Texas Department of Public Safety Aircraft Division, and I also do ground tracking. So this morning we got called out here to the Van Horn AOR. They had cut a group last night in this area. We this morning came out. We jump cut our Van Horn agents, and we were able to push up the sign just a little bit over 4 miles, right back in this saddle, these mountains right here, and we were able to track them out to a layup spot. Yeah, we stayed on the tracks, and we ended up with 7 individuals, from 2 from Honduras, 5 from Mexico. They stated that they had paid $1,500 each to cross. They said it's hard to cross right now right here, the Mexican military. They said the Mexican military is back there, so the Van Horn agents took custody of the 7, and now we're ready to go roll again, so here we are.
Chief, violent crime in the United States is at unprecedented levels right now. And we've got people coming from across the world illegally entering the country who we have no idea who they are, and they're coming from all over the world. What do you want Americans sitting in their house right now watching you to know?
Well, I would want them to know that we have a real problem on our hands, you know, and that I'm a dad also. I mean, I'm out here fighting for their kids and for my kids and for all of our families to protect them. And if we don't take the enforcement actions that we've been taking, and one pill of deadly fentanyl gets through, and that 13 and 14-year-old first-time drug user takes that pill and dies, she's not coming back. And that's the personal toll that it will take in an individual family, and has 100-something thousand times this year. That's what I want them to think about.
All right, our thanks to Jason Jones for that report. And we also want to acknowledge our photographer, Juan Silva, who shot that footage. I want to continue this discussion with counterterrorism and foreign policy expert Lisa Daftari, also editor-in-chief of the Foreign Desk and the host of the Foreign Desk podcast. Lisa, great to have you back on this. According to reports, Mexico right now is giving $1.5 billion toward a host of new construction projects along the U.S.-Mexico border to strengthen our ability to screen and process migrants. How will that help?
Well, it's, first, the Biden administration is extremely excited about this prospect because first they're patting themselves on the back that the Mexican government did not pay a dime into President Trump's plan to build a wall, but yet they are paying $1.5 billion to President Biden's administration to fight this illegal immigration. Well, it's meant to be used for screening and security and to modernize the ports. The other perspective here is that the Biden administration's policies have been so lax and so horrific that Mexico is dealing with the fallout. And these migrants who are either being sent back under Title 42 or remain in Mexico, which has recently been overturned, that's what Mexico has to deal with. In northern Mexico, you have these migrant camps, lots of violence. You have health issues, you have security issues. So now this will be a joint effort to get this under control. Hopefully it will help because of the budgeting. The other thing that the Biden administration is not telling us is that while this $1.5 billion was announced on Tuesday with the meeting between Obrador and President Biden, on Thursday, a report broke that ICE will actually run out of funding this fiscal year. They are $345 million short of their budget. And unless the Department of Homeland Security pulls funding from other departments, they will run out of funds. So it's the irony again here is that the progressives, who are very anti-ICE because of the way that they crack down on illegal immigrants and such, they ran out of money. They used more money than ever before. So this will be the first time that they do run out of money before October comes around.
You know, you raised such an important point. I mean, this not only exploits people who are genuinely trying to come to the United States for a better life, but you look at the got-away numbers, and that's probably a bit more concerning from a national security standpoint, given the fact that these people come into the country, we don't know who they are, and they are released into the country. How dangerous is that from a national security perspective in terms of how our adversaries may look to exploit a weak border?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's probably the most important question here. And it's what's not talked about, right? So one bad apple will ruin the entire process. And because the process is so lax, there's no vetting. That's where the bad actors know that we have our vulnerability. That's where they know they can get in. And let me tell you, we have had reports on the foreign desk of bad actors getting through, and they're not from Mexico, they're not from Guatemala or any South American country. They're actually from Syria. They're actually from Hezbollah. They have been found to be from ISIS and Al Qaeda. They know that they can get through, and look, we're not vetting at all, let alone we don't have the ability to call, the DMV in Raqqa, Syria, and say, who is this guy trying to get through? The other point I want to make is that the laws that are currently in place, they almost incentivize families sending their children alone. They incentivize, the way that people are getting through and paying $1,500 a head to these coyotes to get them over. This is what's wrong with the process. If the process was made so that we were doing it much more slowly and much more safely, you wouldn't have the 53 migrants who just died in a tractor trailer a couple of weeks ago. You wouldn't have the health crisis. You wouldn't have COVID coming through. And most importantly, you wouldn't have fentanyl coming through. We have a fentanyl crisis in this country that no one's talking about. And you know where it's happening? In our suburbs, to teens and preteens who are just beginning to experiment with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And they're dying. They are dying. With the first time that they're trying some sort of recreational drug, they're dying. We have a crisis in this country. Terrorists are getting through, drugs are getting through, we have diseases coming through, and those individuals who are coming through, that is not humane. If you think this is a humanitarian effort to let these migrants through for a better life, yes, their end goal is to be here for a better life. But the process that they're going through, that is very not humane, and it's very not American.
Lisa, you mentioned that ICE is in danger of running out of funding. And certainly when we look at this crisis, we take a look at the impact that this has had on Customs and Border Patrol officials who are on the front lines of this. They're bearing the brunt of it in the midst of low morale. How does this further compound the situation when, you look at the staffing and the enormous challenges, as you just laid out, that these Border Patrol officials face? I mean, that makes it even more dangerous.
Absolutely. So not only are they running out of funding, which we just found out, but it's the morale as well, the way that they are treated. Look, they have a job to do. They have been entrusted with keeping our borders safe. And when you have a very different message coming from the White House and from the mainstream media and from many people in this country, it's very difficult to do their jobs, very similarly to the way that cops are treated. There are many good cops. There are many good border officials, and that's the bottom line. They're trying to do their jobs. So when there's not enough funding, there's a mixed message coming from the top down as to what they're supposed to do. Look, they hesitate. They hesitate, just like police officers hesitate to answer calls in big cities like New York and Los Angeles and Chicago. This is the problem we have in this country. There's a mixed message as to what we will do and how we will do it, how we will keep Americans safe, how we will keep these migrants safe. And of course, the budgeting here, the Department of Homeland Security so far has announced that they will be pulling from different departments in order to make up this void. Hopefully they will be able to do so sooner rather than later so that these officials can do their job.
Lisa Daftari, great to have you back, and we will continue, of course, to discuss this as this challenge persists. Thank you.
Thank you.